there's no better time than to emulate like the best of humanity after you've been steeped in acting out some of the worst characteristics of humanity.
Warning, content not suitable for children. Listener discretion advised, yo.
The Drew World Order.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
For we meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
To induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example.
However, I think we're going to do it. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
We have no ability to recognize our connection to the infinite, and therefore, like, trap ourselves in this finite capacity called the body in this realm, while holding the view that we're invincible as fuck when it comes to things within that realm, losing things. A lot of us, a lot of the people, they're not trying to figure it out at all. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's always been. There's no point in changing it or even asking these questions. It's a brave new world. You know, the past is the past. The only thing you can do about that past is to learn. You might not ever get to redeem yourself in the situation or with the person that you fucked it up with, and that's something that you're just gonna have to fucking live with the rest of your life. But at the same time, the best way to probably live with that is to learn to let go and never make that mistake again. If you can eradicate the mistake or the behavior, the mindset or the choices, if you can eradicate the opportunity in the variable which brought you to make that decision, if you can do that, the person that you fucked over, that you hurt, they might not ever see that, but that's okay, because it's not about them. It's about your ability to improve and adapt and to evolve, not to adapt and become even more clever and less wise, but to acquire a level of wisdom that makes you realize how accountable you need to be for your actions. Now, at the same time, everything happens for a reason. I should just be speaking for me. But when the going is good, everything's hitting on all cylinders, like, life is good. It's just that it's when things start to not click, when things start to fall out of place and not go your way, that's when we fucking panic, you know? Now, for me, sometimes when the going's so good, it's like, this is suspicious that it's going so well. You gotta continue to plug, you know? And it's not about how much pussy you get or how much money you make or how fucking nice your car is. It's not about that shit. It's not about how many likes you get from a selfie. We've convinced ourselves, and we're teaching, like, society and civilization and the next generation, that it's about that. It's about having the most fucking women or having the most money, having the nicest car, the biggest house, the biggest yacht, the biggest bank account. It's a competition. The only thing that you're really competing against is yourself. And when it comes down to it, you have 24 hours in a day. That would be your 24-hour currency. If you believe something, and I don't really like the word believe, but if you, in your heart and soul, if you follow something and it continues to provide clues to you, the universe speaks to you and continues to offer more and more clues or hints that seem to affirm what it is you're looking into, your questions. Like, if you continue to find clues and synchronicities on the path of asking that question, you should continue to follow that, in my opinion. But yeah, there will be a time when you betray the people that you love, the people that have your back the most. There will be a time when you betray, like, your support system. And really, by doing that, you are betraying yourself. There will be a time in your life when you betray yourself. You have to sit there knowing that you betrayed yourself and you betrayed those that you loved. The only way to get over that and the only way to learn from that is to relish in how you feel. And it might take a day, a week, a month. That's not up to anybody but how you feel. That's something that you have to live with, you have to deal with, you have to face. If it only takes you a few hours or a day to get over, you were probably lying to yourself about how much that situation or that person meant to you. If it takes you 2 weeks or a month, if you can't move, if you can't do anything but sit there and stare at a wall, relive what you've done over and over again, it probably did mean something to you. It probably means so much to you that you're criticizing yourself, or you're saying that you're an idiot for doing what you did. Again, the only way to really alter the macro, if you want to change the world, like there's nobody coming to save you from us. There's nobody coming to save us from you. There's nobody coming to save you from me. There's nobody coming to save me from you. Like the only person capable of saving the world and saving yourself is the person you see in the mirror. But even that person's not even who you really are. Pain teaches you a lot. I think people run from pain. Nobody's responsible for your consciousness except for you. Nobody's responsible for how you see the world. You're not responsible for how they see the world. A lot of people see the world the way they see the world. They're never going to see it any other way. There's no point in going after anything in life half-assed. If you're chasing something at a 50% pace in life, then you shouldn't be chasing it. Materialistic things, you can have all those things in the world, but they're never going to bring you like a sense of intrinsic value or intrinsic fulfillment, that seeing somebody smile or helping somebody who might need help, or doing something nice for somebody who might not have had anything nice done for them lately. So you got to be honest with yourself, though. Acknowledge your demons and your darkness in order to, I guess, bring it to the light. I guess you got to chase life. Death is chasing all of us. We have no idea when it will catch up to us. No idea. It could catch up to us in our sleep, at the fucking grocery store, walking down the hallway. It can catch up to us in a car. It can catch up to us skydiving. There's no fucking telling. Nobody knows. There's one person, one source, one energy that has the access to that database, and that person is you on a higher perspective. But as human beings, like, it takes hardcore traumatic events to kind of open our eyes to some of these things. 9/11 was a good example. I mean, it shouldn't have taken a terrible terrorist attack, quote unquote, to bring the people of this country together. Like, it shouldn't take devastation. It shouldn't take horror. It shouldn't take traumatic events to get us to fucking wise up or shape up, be like, holy shit, I gotta change my ways. There's nobody coming to help us. No Messiah, no Batman, no politician, no prime minister, no shaman, no guru. There's nobody. You are the Calvary. And even in your darkest moment, in your darkest time, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. And when you are at the bottom of the barrel because of your own accord, when you have to face that, you can forgive yourself, and you can't do anything about what you've done in the past, except for remember it, repent for it, and attempt to reclaim your trust in self. But you got to do that first. Restore the belief and remember who you are, not only in this realm, like the reason why you see the world the way you do, the things that keep you going, whether it be compassion, empathy, helping people. You gotta turn to your secret weapons. You can't let like God's creation or God's secret weapon, which is you, be compromised by the devil. And we are from time to time. Sometimes we are so much that there might be serious ramifications. Other mistakes, sometimes you get several chances at those mistakes, but nobody knows. Like, you don't get to decide. You gotta really just be honest with yourself, and you gotta let yourself like feel what you're feeling. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Don't be getting on your phone, and don't Don't do anything you can to distract yourself from that feeling. Like, nah, like bask in that feeling, as painful and as shitty as it might be, and see what you can find down there. Because from my experience, the last 4 years, being in that place for a lot, you will find, as sad and as helpless and hopeless as it might seem at the time, like something will begin to like reveal itself to you, and that something is what they call grit, perseverance, the ability to, it's a remembrance that you have been knocked down before, and that every time that you have been knocked down, you didn't think you were going to get up, and for every time that you thought this was the end, for every time you thought that this is it, I'm in for it, I'm done, all hope is lost, like, and you might not be standing with the people that you want to be standing with, you might not have the same friends that you wanted to have 10 years ago, you might have lost like you might have just had a bad breakup, you might have lost a family member, your dog might have just died, I don't know. When you realize that, when you take a step back and those things bother you, that's good. That means you're human. It means you have a heart. It means you're compassionate. It shows that there's still a level of, like, however a small level of humanity in you. And for me, like, that's what, as fucked up as humanity is, and as fucked as we are as a society and a civilization, ignorant and so head up our ass mentality that a lot of us have, me included. If there's a 1% chance and there's 1% humanity still left in each and every one of us, that's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. If that means that 99 out of 100 times that person's gonna fucking make the wrong choice, when that one time they do make the right choice is the fucking time that they needed to make that right choice, for whatever reason, the synchronicity, the universe being on their side, I don't know. You gotta have faith in something besides yourself. I mean, yeah, you gotta have faith in yourself, but you gotta want to pull for humanity, and you gotta want to pull for good, whatever that means. You gotta want to pull for, like, the ability and the recognition of what the right thing is and how to do the right thing and how to eradicate the mindset and the circumstances which will lead you to doing the wrong thing and making the wrong choice. It's the choice, you know. Nobody else is going to deal with the consequences of the choice, only you. I do know that all I'm interested in doing is trying to help people who might be a little bit confused or asking the same type of questions. If you're not asking the same type of questions, that's fine. I'm not interested in answering any questions that really aren't in alignment with what I'm saying here tonight. I don't really care about NFL football and some of this other bullshit distraction stuff that people are obsessed with. But that's to each their own. That I'm not them. I'm not saying that I'm better than them. I'm just saying that the things that I'm talking about are things that I've struggled with in my life and things that have made me feel really isolated. And I don't like feeling like that sometimes. And I don't like that other people might feel like that too. So if there's anything that I can do to help somebody grow or maybe feel a little better about their own individuality and their own place in the world, their own vision for the world that they have, what kind of vision they have for the world, like that's what I'm interested in. My goal is to try to leave this place, to try to leave myself a little better today at the end of the day than I was when I woke up. You will see and you will recognize the importance of embracing, emboldening, and enlightening, hopefully, your connection to the infinite, to the source. Doesn't matter how you view God or what you think God is. I'm just offering a perspective. Every individual is totally unique in and of themselves. The true meaning of equality, the true definition of equality, is that we all do have a little bit different mindset. If you have a limited perception on the world and you don't know much about whatever it is that you're making a decision about, they call that cognitive dissonance. So just try to be as well versed. Try to be the best human being that you could possibly be, even knowing that you've been a really shitty human being, recently or whenever. There's no better time than to emulate like the best of humanity after you've been steeped in acting out some of the worst characteristics of humanity. Burn if you must, but rise from the dust. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. To give anything less than your best, and your best being chasing something at 150,000 miles an hour, 150,000%, until you being relentless in your pursuit of whatever it is you want out of life. Like, that's what is considered your best. But to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. The gift being that you are the Calvary, and that you were sent here from the source, from God. Like, you have a mission, you have a purpose. You were not designed like anybody else, just like nobody else was designed like you. Embrace that. Ask yourself why that is, and what the purpose for my design in this reality. What is it for? The world needs you. Like, the world really needs you. The world needs all of us. It's going to need you. It's going to need me. It needs all of us. Because it's hurting, and it's in pain, and it's sad. And it bothers me. And it bothers me that I've helped add to that pain. And it's kind of giving me a wake-up call that I don't want to do that anymore. You are the Calvary. You are the microcosm. And you are... The only way to alter the macrocosm is to evaluate your microcosm. Now, I'm not talking about if you have a little penis. No, I'm talking about you. Like, you are the microcosm. The microcosm versus the macrocosm. You are the universe. You're just playing it out on a smaller scale. But you are the Calvary, and there's nobody coming to save us. Like, God's not sending anybody, because God sent you. And no matter how shitty of a person you've been before, or how awesome of a person you've been before, the only thing that matters is right now. Like, the choices you have right now, let go of the past. Learn to let go of whatever it is, situation that you're in. Forgive yourself. The prizes of life we fail to win because we doubt the powers within. And doubt and regret have killed many a people, many a men, many a women before their day. They have killed people dozens of years before their actual death. We don't need more doubt. We don't need more regret. We need compassion. We need forgiveness. We need love. We need understanding. We need objective debates. We need some common sense. But we also need some critical thinking. We need a lot of things. And the only way to get any of those things is to not look to a politician. It's to not look to a guru, to your friend, to your mom, to your dad, to your loved one, to your dog. The only way to get any of those things, the only way to acquire any of those things, the only way to break through the brick wall of those things is to look in the mirror. That's the only person that's going to help you get those things. It's called the ascension, enlightenment, the loss of ego, personal growth. It's life. That's why we're here. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. That's why we're here. That's why we're still alive. But there's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why I'm talking into this thing right now, even though there's one person. Doesn't matter. This is my truth. And I don't care if only one person likes that flavor. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to change my flavor because only one person likes it. This is my flavor. And I believe this, and that's why I speak it. And it's not a competition unless you're comparing yourself to you, to the person in the mirror. That's the only person you're going to have to be accountable to and for. Time is the only true currency. Time and tide wait for no man. Creation continues to roll on no matter what happens, no matter who dies, no matter what tree gets knocked down, no matter what animals gets eaten in the wild, no matter what wildfire rages, no matter the stock market. Like, it doesn't matter. Creation rages on. Do not go gentle into that good night. And creation does not do that. Creation rages on at a steady pace. Creation is perseverance. Creation is grit. That's what we can learn from creation, because we are an aspect of it. Keep on trucking. Over and out.